story goes that the king decided to make this momentous decision, but as ever, did Harry and Meghan have an instrumental part in this decision making? Let me explain. Hi, good morning. Nice to see you. I hope you're well. Shall we have a wave today? I know, a little bit exhausted after all of the weekend stuff and, the concert and everything. I know. What do you mean you are too? You've been lucky enough to sit and watch it. Yes, I was on doing the groundwork for you. It's been spectacular though, hasn't it? Apart from the weather, I got drenched a couple of times in, out and about on the mall and stuff like that. And the thing is, there's nothing, I mean, damp clothing. You know what your mother used to say? Yes, remember? Take those damp clothes off because you'll pay for it later. I'm paying for it today, you know what I'm saying? Back as ever to your breaking ball story of the day. This story, really, when you think about it, once again, historical in so many ways. You see, normally when you get a brand new monarch ascending, you normally address the nation. That's the deal. And when you look back, of course, Queen Elizabeth, our wonderful monarch of so many years, addressed the nation more or less directly after becoming monarch, being crowned. And then her father, way back in 1937, did the very same thing. Lots of people were expecting King Charles to do the same. Now, we kind of know with King Charles that he's media friendly. He knows exactly how to address a camera and put, his personality over incredibly well. I mean, many people, if you recall, only 5 months ago now, really were delighted with his very first Christmas speech. Can't have been an easy thing to do, but really pulled it off with great aplomb. A simple message that really resonated with so many people. But what's interesting now is he was supposed to speak to the nation, the Commonwealth, the world, right? And very much so at the 11th hour, the idea was quickly squashed. Now, according to palace sources, this was simply to do with the fact that the king felt there was already been enough chatter. He'd already spoken to his subjects, if you like, on numerous occasions, and he felt that really the coronation and the concerts and the big lunch and all that sort of stuff, everything really should speak for itself. But according to a very good source inside the palace, they told me this. Given the backlash that the king had recently received alongside Queen Camilla about the non-inclusion of pictures, for instance, when they were celebrating our late Queen's birthday with that wonderful picture of her and all the grandchildren, and then, of course, a recent broadcast in which there were no pictures once again of Princess Lily and, of course, Prince Archie, they decided perhaps that it may be best to remain silent. After all, we've seen with Harry and Meghan, it doesn't take much to start an eruption of a volcano, does it? And also, as we said before, on the 1-2 occasions now that I believe King Charles has met Archie, it's very hard to find, isn't it, any up-to-date pictures, unless, of course, he tunes into Netflix and takes some screen grabs from those. And as for Princess Lily, well, even harder, because nobody seemingly can find that picture of her with our late and wonderful monarch, Her Majesty the Queen. Now, whichever way you want to look at it, it does seem a sad state of affairs because, as we told you before, the king is very, very, shall we say, kind to not create any more difficulties with his youngest son. But seemingly they're looking for every option to make it rather difficult. And I think that, the king has to remember it's about what his subjects, the Commonwealth and the rest of the world want, rather than pandering to two people that seemingly would be offended at the opening of a door. If you wish to address the nation, everybody would have been incredibly thrilled. Don't let, of course, two ex-members of your family put you off for fear of a few wokey people on social media, sir. That would be my advice. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.